when you the broke one, you know that you came to the relationship with nothing. It's also kind of fair that you leave with nothing, or if your spouse so chooses, the things that y'all built together, sure, you can have access to that. But if you get married in your 30s, you get married in your 40s, let's hope by then you established. So you should come to the table with something. We always talking about what do a person bring to the table. That means you have
Right.
something. You have some assets. So
Yeah.
you should be leaving with what you came with, and y'all can split what y'all created together.
And so, okay, so before I get into the rest of that, well, first of all, like I said, I thank you for your detailed response to that, because me personally, I am like against prenups. However, my view of it is still like you saying, because we see the situations in the world today where like when the housewife, she just broke up with her rich African husband, and she getting a 40K alimony for, like, I saw that on something. She getting 40K a month, for for the rest of the time. And it's like, it looked like she came up. Granted, she already had her own money, but you getting 40K a month. You ain't need no 40K a month. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say she don't, but I mean, just realistically, it's like you getting 40K. You making somebody's salary a month for breaking up with this man. Now, granted, he can afford it because he's, rich, but it's just like, then they was only married, I want to say not even a year, I believe, or maybe like 2 years,
They
something like
was
that. It was,
married just long enough for her to get that alimony check. But we knew from jump when they got married. We knew why she
yeah.
was there.
And so my thing is, and like I said, I don't want to say that was wild, though it looks bad, but I don't want to say that for Porsha. I don't want
I
to
think
say
that's
that
the
for
name.
her. I don't want to say that for her, but it's just like that's the mainstream of what you see with prenups. So you can understand as a man why you like, I don't want to have no prenup because you just gonna take my money. But like I said earlier at the beginning, you don't have no money. So why is you thinking she coming in trying to take your money? And I also don't want to get too ahead of myself and talk about another podcast because you got to talk about mine. But I just joined on for it's called Blunt Podcast. I'm the official host, well, one of the moderators. They have two hosts, but I'm the official moderator for the podcast. And we just recorded the first episode, and it should be dropping soon. But basically, the episode was about they hit me up basically like, we want to do an episode about, I had to steer it away from that men versus women thing. So had to add some substance to it. And they want to do an episode about basically like women, how do women feel about men that make less? So I saw a meme that says it says some relationships, some people are partners, some are parasites. So we went from the angle of you based on that meme, like a parasite. We talked about, how does a parasite look in a man? How does a parasite look in a woman? We talked about, the conversation, of course, went to a woman wouldn't respect the man that she makes more money than, and all that, those different things. It was all men on the podcast, but and it was a great conversation. But the point that I'm getting back to is, with the relationship, that episode that we just did, that I just did, when we talk about parasites, and I don't want to get too deep in depth about that, but when we talk about a parasite, you just think of like a leech, somebody just taking. And I think that if y'all are both going into the relationship and y'all both giving in different ways and talked about like, okay, well, if you make more money than him, but he provides for you in every other way, I mean, and just because you make more money than him doesn't mean he's still not paying for stuff. You know what I mean? So I think people he just hear certain things, but also some of them were a little younger. So that logic is a little skewed because I heard a girl, she not even 25.